main sources of protection that everybody should have is shield. This is made out of just like planks of timber that are actually glued together. Wooden handles, iron box, and then a leather rib on the outside just to protect it. Because the main weapon the body is an axe. Right. So they're trying to split the shield. And these were quite thin. They were sort of.
So yeah, it's not really thick.
No, it's 3/8 of an inch in the centre, and then they tape it out to like a sort of 1/4 inch towards the edges. Right. But the idea of these is you'll get your neighbour to put his shield board next to yours, and then the next one, and you form a solid wall.
Ah, right, to overlap. And
then I'd have a single-handed spear. You'd have it over the top, or an axe, and then a lot of the combat would be sort of 2 shield walls together. So like sort of Vikings and Saxons.
Okay.
So,
protect them, yeah.
And you have men at the back with the longest spears, so they can come over your shoulder.
Right.
And sort of work as a team. So if I've got an axe, I can try and pull the enemy's shield down. Right. Try and pull it down out of the way while the spear goes in and tries to.
Over the tops of it. That's a bit cheeky.
It's there's no sort of chivalry. It's they were trying to get you in the throat and the neck.
Oh, gosh, brutal.
Before you come up to when you come into battle, you have a bunch of javelins or darts at the back of your shield. So before, when you get close, you would sort of launch a volley of like javelins. Right. These are designed so if they don't actually stick into the shafts are quite thin, and if it sticks in the shield and bends over, it makes the shield heavier and unwieldy.
Just weighs it down a bit,
So you sort of have 3 of these. They come in all sorts of different size, shapes.
It's almost like a modern javelin, isn't it? Almost,
yeah, it is. It's sort of single-handed spears and javelins, they're like throwing spears, just at age of, I think they're going right back to the Stone Age. Sort of, a lot of the weapons don't really change, especially the shapes.
I suppose it's
See
the job,
leaf-bladed shapes in flint, and then bronze, and then iron. And
so they were the Vikings the first to start doing it with metal, using metal?
No, the Celts.
Right.
They call them the Celts, but the Iron Age people.
Yes.
But those Iron Age people were Bronze Age people before that.
Yes.
And when they started making iron spearheads, they actually made them the same designs as they did in bronze. So they'd have like reinforcement ribs down, which you needed for bronze, but you don't with iron.
It's quite
but
soft,
they just made them exactly the same. So iron, the transition from from bronze to iron, the weapons are identical. But by the Viking period, they've been using iron for quite a long time. The trouble with iron is it's really soft.
Yes.
So you have to add carbon to make it stronger, like they did in the Copper Age, because copper was really soft.
Yes.
And just added tin to make it harder, so it's metallurgy. They're working it all the time.
That's why they're refining it. But so I suppose they're relatively light then. Battle, I suppose, they were.
A lot of you'll be using it for a long time. If you sort of hours. Some battles.
It's hard to imagine, isn't it, mate?
These spears are the wings. They're boar spears.
Okay.
So if you imagine these round trees around here in the woods, with the wild boar there. So the lord or the jarl or earl would take his hunting parties out. Hunt wild boars with dogs, and they're used for spearing them. But the trouble is with boar is if you injure it, you make it angry and it attacks you.
They're quite scary things, aren't they? Because I was talking about them making a comeback, aren't they? I think.
Yeah, they are. If you go to like the Forest of Dean, there's quite a lot of wild boar.
Because I didn't realise it was native years ago.
Yeah. Well, in the forest around here, which there would have been a lot of forests, especially sort of around this area, like
towards Nottingham, I suppose.
And you've got wild deer, boar, brown bear as well, wolves. And there might have been aurochs, I'm not sure.
Big,
used to cover. But they were around in the Iron Age, but I'm not sure whether
they died out.
Still, they were hunted to, because they were absolutely huge.
Yeah, that's a scary thing to take on. just an axe. Wow.
It is, yeah. The
chainmail.
armour of the day is chainmail.
Is that the weight?
Yeah. It's 2 to 3 stone there of metal links.
Can you imagine wearing that? Unbelievable, I don't know the weight of that.
This is.
You made that again, did you?
No, it's. You can actually buy it in. I've made chainmail before, and it is so time consuming. Because these are, you've got one solid link, and then the surrounding links are riveted. So they bend them round, they punch a little hole through, and then put a rivet through, so they're actually enclosed.
Wow. Yeah, so
it's really strong. It will stop an edge weapon.
Yeah.
But the trouble is with chainmail is that you can still get the blunt force trauma.
Yeah. You can imagine it'd still bruise you, wouldn't it, or whatever? Yeah.
So
I like dogs.
That's very expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine that. It's way too incredible. See the tent?
Different to our tent, modern tents.
This is a Viking helm. This is really the only sort of, it's based on an original, and it's the only complete helmet from the Viking period. They notice there's no horns on it.
Yeah, I read something a week about that. They don't have horns. You went to school, didn't you?
Yeah. So,
they don't actually have horns.
No. You can imagine this with horns, and in a battle, you'll get weapons caught in it, and it'll be put down to the side.
So again, I suppose it's about. Do you want to take your photo?
Yeah.
Just to show my wife.
And then if you really got a lot of money, then you have a sword.
That's like you're properly equipped then. So you don't think of having to buy them, I suppose, do you? Just assume it's they just made everything.
Yeah, well, by the time you get to like swords, then there's specialist sword makers, specialist craftsmen. Same with the helms as well.
Shiny.
A lot of these were pattern welded,
right?
Which were made from iron and steel, which has been twisted and forge welded together.
Okay, again giving it strength.
These are saxes. Sax is it's where the Saxons get them.
Oh, is that where it comes from?
Just means knife.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the typical style is a broken back pattern with a straight edge.
And that bone or something?
Yeah, that's reindeer antler.
Oh, aren't we? Yeah.
And you can see the twisted iron and steel at the blade. So we've got steel, which is the cleanest edge there, and then the iron at the back. You can see the iron's got like a grain in it, and then that's twisted iron and steel together.
Wow. Now would that be something they'd use for hunting again? With that,
yeah, that's a hunting knife, and they can use it for close combat if they want to do. But it's a tool really. You can see it in that one.
Working well. You see the marks behind.
And swords would be very similar, but instead of having one edge, you have two.
And they're pretty sharp, were they as well? They were
really blade heavy as well. They weren't used like sort of swashbuckling.
No.
They were so blade heavy that you could hack through shields.
Yeah.
One of the jobs is to trap the blade. So if someone's hacking down the edge, they can trap it, and if you twist it, you can twist the sword out. Or if you get it stuck.
Yeah.
So that's one of the other.
Doubled up.
Ways around the shield.
Quite clever, really. I mean, you think Vikings were a bit basic, but they obviously mastered the art of battle, haven't they? Really. And that's probably why they were so successful, really, weren't they?
Yeah. The success of the Vikings, a lot of it came down to their ships.
Yeah.
Because they could get anywhere. Yeah. They've even got up to Market Harbour.
Right. Yeah.
Because the ships are so shallow, drafted, they can go up shallow rivers, and they don't have a front and a back, stern and a bow.
Yeah.
They can if they wanted to, they can move the steerboard, which is on the right hand side. They can move it to the back and then row the other way.
Yeah. So you literally even so the narrow river, then
Yeah,
around.
that's it. And they can get anywhere.
We talked, didn't we, when Falmouth, the Maritime Museum there, they built a longboat, and you remember that, we went beside it.
Did you see all the tools there? And
I think they had quite a lot of good stuff, didn't they? Actually?
Yeah, I made those.
You made those, did you? Oh, that's quite funny.
Yeah, I made the axes, the Dane axes, big axes like those, and all the tools.
Fantastic. Yeah, so we've got travelled a bit then.
I've not seen it yet. We're going in September.
Oh, all right. We're going down again.
Key?
Oh, well, that's actually a proper key. Go that way. Amazing. Is that where they keep their sort of valuables?
Yeah, it's a strong box. It's based on an original. The original one was 3 times bigger than this.
Yeah. Well.
And then they've got lots of silver armouring.
Great, isn't it?
Little mead cup.
Oh, yeah.
It's made out
It's
of
mead, yeah.
it's a reindeer's leg bone.
Gosh, it's a little bone. Incredible. So, you know, they're so well machined, aren't they? Well, you know,
Yeah.
Not at all primitive. Oh, wow.
That's an iron, linen smoother.
Oh, wow. That's actually like a.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's glass, the blown.
Yeah, they made a lot. Simple farm like that schemes. These are based on ones that are found in Dublin.
So that was almost like